Hey everybody, hopefully you're having a great Friday afternoon so far. We have made it to the weekend, and as you start thinking about your weekend plans, you're going to want to find somewhere to stay cool, whether that be along the coastline, sitting by the beach, maybe in the pool, or just sticking in the air conditioning, because that heat wave we've been talking about all week long is finally here in SoCal. Let's look at the bigger picture, kind of figure out what's going on. You'll notice the big ridge of high pressure that we've been keeping track of has finally moved into the southwest, and it's pumping in all of the heat, also some of the moisture and humidity we're talking about. We'll put this into motion and check out what happens with our ridge by tomorrow evening. It actually gets closer to Southern California, so with the heat dome overhead, you bet temperatures are going to be hot Saturday into Sunday. It looks like by Sunday evening, that heat dome, the ridge, might try to move just a little bit east of us, so that will result in temperatures being a degree or two cooler. It's not really until we get to Monday and into Tuesday that ridge of high pressure finally weakens a little bit, moves away from us, and you'll notice those temperatures will start to go down. So the heat wave is here. The good news is the extreme temperatures that we're feeling right now won't last forever. The other thing this ridge of high pressure has done is kind of squashed our marine layer. So look at the visible satellite this afternoon. There are just a few little low-hanging clouds along the I-5 corridor, so from Oceanside down through Escondido and downtown San Diego. Patchy marine layer present. However, the thicker marine layer is still pretty far offshore. It'll try to roll back in tonight, but with that high pressure overhead, it won't be very thick, and it'll burn off pretty easily tomorrow morning, and then we'll be off to the races with the heat. Okay, here's your 5:30 temperatures. Hottest out in Imperial County, right where you'd expect it. 114 right now in Brawley, 110 in Ocotillo, 111 in El Centro, mid-90s for us in the mountains. Pine Valley today unofficially hit 100 degrees, 85 in Escondido, 84 in La Mesa. As the sun is starting to set, temperatures are dropping off a little bit compared to our daytime highs, but it is still a very warm evening. And with the marine layer, which is going to be pretty shallow, it should make for a nice sunset. Okay, we are keeping you up to date right now on the Grade Fire, which is in North County, San Diego. Right now, it is at 100+ acres with a dangerous rate of spread. There are evacuation orders, which means you must go in place for zones 0357 and 0420, and an evacuation shelter that is also opened up nearby. I'll continue to keep you up to date on this on my social media. However, the hot temperatures we're seeing definitely not helping out at all with that fire. So not a great situation, but no immediate structures are being burned at this time. But again, we have those evacuation orders in place. Okay, in other news, if you're heading out downtown San Diego for the Giants versus the Padres game tonight, the weather should be good. The first pitch is at 6:45. We'll have partly cloudy skies, temperatures still running in the mid to upper 70s. Mid-game, low 70s, and then as you're getting ready to head home, about 72 degrees. So it is going to be a shorts and t-shirts kind of night down at Petco Park with all the warm weather that we have nearby. And speaking of the warm weather, here's a look at our heat alerts that are in place. One change I want to tell you about compared to 24 hours ago. In Imperial County, the extreme heat warning has actually been extended until Monday at 8 p.m. So it was originally set to expire Sunday night, now in effect until Monday. That's because we expect temperatures Monday to be right at that threshold for the extreme heat warning. Bottom line, it'll be very hot there into early next week. Further west, our San Diego County valleys, mountains, and deserts have the extreme heat warning in effect now through Sunday evening when we expect the hottest temperatures, and even our coastline not spared either. A heat advisory for the coast until Sunday evening where we expect temperatures to be running several degrees above normal. I want to get you into Futurecast since it is Friday. You probably have plans this weekend. I want to show you just how hot it's going to be where you are. We'll start off tomorrow morning about 7 a.m. Temperatures in the low 70s along the coastline. We're warming up really quickly, though, as we head into Saturday afternoon. Here's about 3 o'clock. We're near 120 in Imperial County, specifically 117 in Brawley, 116 in El Centro. I told you Pine Valley hit 100 today. I think we'll do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow will definitely not be a day you want to plan any hikes in our local mountains. Even west of there, outdoor activities, you're going to want to be very careful. Look at Escondido at 95, La Mesa 91. 80s for our coastline. Downtown San Diego could get up to about 86 degrees. That's why we have the heat advisory in effect. And then by Sunday, I showed you that ridge of high pressure moves ever so slightly to the east. So I think Sunday afternoon, temperatures will come down just a couple of degrees. degrees, but you may not even notice it in Imperial County. We're still around that 115 mark, 90 Julian, 96 Pine Valley, low 90s for us across our valley and inland communities, 80 in Carlsbad, 83 in Oceanside, and the marine layer, again, will be shallow at times. Into next week, we'll see a little bit more of the marine layer as the heat dome moves further away from us and the onshore flow starts to increase. And speaking of what's happening at the beaches, still want to let you know about this. We have a high surf advisory and a coastal flood advisory through Saturday evening. For that high surf advisory, we're really talking about our south to southwest facing beaches, which could have some waves 5 to 8 feet, even some sets up to 9. On top of that, the coastal flood advisory is in effect for high tides around 6.5 feet. Of course, the possibility of some beach erosion, which we've already seen, flooded lots and parks, and of course, some very strong rip current. So if you're not a strong swimmer, absolutely stay out of the water and make sure that you're near a lifeguard tower if you're somebody who is a strong swimmer and happens to venture into the water. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Our rainfall deficit over the past 30 days. And you're probably saying to yourself, it's summer, we don't get a lot of rain. Well, monsoon season this time of year usually brings some good rain to our mountains and deserts. It has been very much a lackluster monsoon season for us here in Southern California. The rainfall deficit shows that many spots where we would expect monsoon rainfall, mountains, deserts running behind anywhere from about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. So we desperately need rainfall there. Looking long term, it is possible into the middle of August that we see more of a monsoon pattern taking place, but nothing is guaranteed at this point. As a matter of fact, look at the extended forecast for the deserts and Imperial County. Not a drop of rain in sight. Plenty of heat to share, though. 117 on Saturday. We'll do that again on Sunday. We'll go 116 on Monday with the heat warning in place. And then notice we slowly start to drop off with our temperatures towards the middle of the week. 111 for Wednesday and Thursday, 112 for Friday. Still hot, just a little closer to what we're used to for this time of year out there. In the mountains, heat warning continues through Sunday. Boy, is it going to feel uncomfortable on Saturday. 96, that's so hot. 93 on Sunday. Lower 90s into next week, but still running above normal. 92 on Wednesday, 91 Thursday. Overnight lows in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees. For our valley communities, we have the extreme heat warning through Sunday, 96 Saturday, and again on Sunday. I think some valley locations could get close to 100 degrees tomorrow, especially. 90 on Monday, although we drop the extreme heat warning, and then finally we see the 80s back on the map starting on Tuesday and continuing into Wednesday. And finally, for our coastal areas, you too have a heat advisory. Marine layer will be shallow the next few mornings and then a little bit more present. You'll notice during the morning hours next week, still burning off and lots of sunshine by the afternoon. We do stick with the 80s in the extended forecast for our coastal zones. Overnight lows in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Stay cool out there and have a great weekend.